Welcome to Pagenaud Pass. I'm Osborne. Well, today was the last day of practice before Carb Day. So what does that mean for these drivers? It means switching gears from qualifying setup to race day setup and getting comfortable. It was also a day of heavy traffic. Now, some of these drivers, like Oriol Servia and Graham Rahal, were happy with where their car's at. But the guy who ended up on top, Max Chilton, who ran 108 laps, felt like there was room for improvement.
We did a lot of laps, and I don't think anyone's particularly happy with the car, but that's why I just wanted to get the laps in, because the more laps you do, the more you learn. And we ended up being at the top of the timesheet. It doesn't really mean anything. I got a nice tow, but actually I did one run on my own where I was in completely clean air, and Chip Ganassi gave me a great car where I was just, you know, pretty decent. I was catching Alonso's in clean air as well, so it's all boding well for the race.
Clearly, all of these drivers are working on something here this week. And speaking of getting comfortable, there's one driver who's working on a whole lot of things. He hasn't been out racing at IMS since 2015. For Dale Coyne Racing, taking the spot of Sebastian Bourdais, James Davison.
We're all aware of what our situation is here. It's obviously very compromised, and we've just got to do the best we can with it and keep the car in one piece. There's no spares, anything like that. There is no excuses for doing anything negligent. So yeah, just sticking with the program and just having to be patient.
And although Sebastian Bourdais won't be in the car on Sunday, he is still advising his teammates with some words of advice for Ed Jones.
I went to visit Seb this morning in the hospital, and what he wanted to talk about was giving me advice for the start of the race at the 500. So it was nice to have that, and he, like I said before, he's been so much help to me. So with advice-wise, it's always Seb helping me out with driving.
And Sebastian, if you're watching this, we are all thinking of you and sending you positive thoughts as you begin your recovery. Well, let's take it back to the track here. One topic of conversation we hear in the pits a lot: engines.
It's definitely a big competition between Honda and Chevy. Honda's done a very strong job at bringing a strong engine and aero, but we have what we need, I think, to have a strong race. And again, it's 500 miles, so a lot can happen.
Regardless of the thoughts now, we know that both have what it takes to win. Both engine packages are quick, with Honda's Scott Dixon on pole and Chevy's Ed Carpenter right behind him. So a few days off here at IMS. Everyone's catching their breath, you know, the calm before the storm. That is, unless you're one of the drivers.
It would have been nice to get a little rest, but that's it's not in the cards. You know, we're going all over the country now, trying to obviously promote the race this weekend, and I'm up to Connecticut, up to Bristol, so haven't been there before, but that should be a pretty cool one. And I know that everybody's got different travel schedules, and the coordination it must take to get 33 drivers all over the country is pretty insane. But we'll spend the week doing what we can, get people to tune in, and hopefully put on a good show next Sunday.
It's safe to say that the month of May is definitely a busy one for those teams and drivers, especially those rookies. But hey, that's what they signed up for. I'm Osborne. Thanks for checking out Pagenaud Pass.